new organizations kind of happening with the cornerbacks and safeties, and you're having a new title there. How do you see that working out? How is that working so far this spring?
It's really the same, man. We just all try to work together. You know what I mean? We just try to have the cohesiveness and then as a unit tied all together, which the guys are doing a good job with that, man. And, you know, we have position flexibility with all those guys, so we're just trying to see how it all fits together.
Tim, I don't think we could talk about Davidson last time we got you. What have you seen from him? What you like? What's impressive?
Oh, man, glad we got him. You know, he's a great worker, competitor, all right? Long, can run, understands the game, passionate about playing. So, you know, he'll be a great addition to us.
And Denzel enjoyed just getting those guys healthy. What do you like about them?
Oh, yeah, you know, those guys are having a great experience so far. You know, Denzel is playing well. You know, the whole group is playing pretty good right now. You know, those guys are competing. They're practicing hard. They're straining. They're understanding the game. They're applying it to the field. So, kind of happy with the whole group. Those guys are doing well.
When you first watched Davison, and you were scouting him and looking at film when he was in the portal, what stood out the most to you about him?
Toughness, length, height at the top of the route, competitiveness, you know, passion to play the game.
You coached many corners that size?
Yeah, I have. You know, before I got here, you know, in the league, I had some tall guys in the league, you know. But he's one of the guys that, you know, you like his length. And you like his competitive nature, man. So that height will be a big factor on down the field routes.
What is a lot of improvement from year to year from last? I mean, were there lessons learned in the last couple of games?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You can tell, you know, that's the whole thing. We're about fixing problems, fixing the issues that occurred last season. And that's what spring ball is about. And so far, those guys have tried to correct mistakes. And we try to do that on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Like from practice to practice, you know, are you a repeat offender or are you fixing those issues? Because that's what we have to see as we go forward each day.
Tim, when it comes to Davison, did it take some convincing to get him here, or was it a fairly easy process?
No, because he had a lot going on. I mean, he had some things going on, you know, so we had to convince him of some things because he had some activity. Like I said, we were able to, you know, to sell him on the family atmosphere, the opportunities here, the elite level of competition and ball, you know, being at Ohio State Buckeyes. So at the end, we was able to win out, and we're glad we got him.
Tim, are you guys, seemed like last year the safety position, that third one in the slot, was more of a safety. Are you guys exploring with the idea of having maybe a corner there?
Yeah, we're exploring. You know, we're just trying to make sure we have options with it. You know what I mean? So we're exploring a lot of different guys there, just so we can have a good blueprint, a good plan so whoever we seeing, we just got different options. So we just moving guys around and mixing it up to just try to see who best fits where in the overall scheme.
We don't get to be out there for the whole practices a lot of times, but like we see Cam Martinez in that role a lot right now. What do you see from him as the cornerbacks coach that you like, mixed with what Perry sees from him as safeties coach, that you guys think he makes a great slot corner?
Man, he has corner cover skills. You know what I mean? He has quick feet. He has good change of direction. He has good ball skills at the top of route, excellent quickness and change of direction. And that's the stuff you need playing on the slot, because you will face guys that, you know, they move guys around there, but that's dealing with space, and, you know, you can work in and out. So the intermediate routes and the quick game is where you need guys that can have fluid hips and be able to move there, and he does that well.
You seen a change in Denzel this spring?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's dialed in, he's focused, you know, he's into it. He's having an excellent spring so far, so glad with his progression, glad with his process. We just have to keep it going.
The coaches were there. I think Coach Knowles mentioned that Denzel's getting his hands on more balls this spring.
Yeah.
What's he doing to do that?
Just dialed in, man, on reading the quarterback, on splits, on formations, you know, all the things that go with that, man, and being able to apply the coverages to the formations that we see, you know what I mean? And then be able to see it with your eyes, play fast with your eyes, man, to be able to get jump on the ball. So he's doing a good job with that. Just being focused every snap. So he's dialed in and he's doing well.
How much of what he might be doing this spring is just a product of he's healthy and maybe not in his own head a little bit? Well, that not being a physical limitation for him?
Well, it's a combination of everything, man. I just think it's growth. There's growth in that stuff, man. You know what I mean? You start applying the game a little bit more. You see it. You dialed in. You know how it is. You can know the stuff sometimes. If you're not dialed in, they can get you on the stuff you know. You know what I mean? That's just like for anybody in life. You know what I mean? You can know it, but you got to go do it. And you have to be disciplined to do it all the time. And you have to have the eyes and the trust and the alignments and all that to go apply it in the situation. So he's doing that at this point.
How difficult is it with a guy like that who has a great freshman season to then come back and live up to kind of those expectations, especially, like dealing with injuries and whatnot? There was a lot on his plate last year after what he did 2 years ago.
Yeah, but it's all different, man. It's a whole different scheme. You know what I mean? It's a whole different responsibility, a different pressure on those guys than it was before. So there's a lot of factors going there. Multiple things that set him back was injury-wise. So, there's a lot of factors that play into it. What we try to do is we don't make excuses about it. We gotta go play through it, because guess what? That's just part of the game, man. That's what happens when you play this sport. You're going to have nicks, you're going to have bruises, you're going to have injuries. We got to be tough-minded. We got to fight through it, and he did a good job of fighting through it. And now we got to fight through it during the spring, and we got to try to grow and make sure we're better every day.
Speaking of injuries, I mean, it kind of limited you guys' ability to roll guys through in games. Optimally, how many people would you like to roll through the corner position, and how often would you like to?
I don't know. We just play that by ear, man. Like I said, this just we whoever's available, that's what we play. That's why we try to have everybody ready. As you saw last year, some guys got to step up in their role. Some guys got to be ready to play. We can't predict what happens with those things, so we got to have everybody ready. And if young guys got to be ready to go, they got to be ready to go. That's just part of doing business. So we try to prepare them like that, because you don't know. There's some things that's out of your control. So we only try to control the controllable and then have everybody ready for when your number's called, you're ready to step up and play.
Has Jermaine's transition maybe been a little bit tougher than maybe you kind of anticipated when he was coming in?
No, he's doing fine, man. You know what I mean? Like he's a young guy. He's playing. He's doing some good stuff out there, man. It's just a different game, man. Like I said, it's a different game than high school. So, and like I said, because right now he should be getting ready to go to prom. You know what I mean? So he's here early. We usually evaluate that stuff when we start getting into the first part of the season, the end of training camp. You know what I mean? So, no, he's doing fine, man. I'm glad we got him. Energetic, plays hard. Got a good upside.
How involved is Calvin, even if he's at home? Is he still in constant communication with you guys?
Yeah, all the time, man. Like, we have to do that. That's part of it now. He's ours, so we got to make sure he's ready. So when he get here, he can make a seamless transition.
In an ideal world, you probably don't have those freshmen in as much as they had to play last year in some of those games. But how big will that be for them, experience-wise, going into year 2, 3?
Oh, man, it's going to be big. Because like I said, those guys like Jerry got a lot of experience last year. So all that is going to be big. But we try to we'll do the same thing with Jermaine and Calvin. We try to have them ready. You can't predict, man, what's going to happen in September. You don't know that yet, so you got to prepare like you're getting ready to play, because it's things that's out of your control. So we try to get everybody ready and escalate it, and then hopefully we stay healthy with all that stuff, but we try to prepare to be ready. So when you get thrown into those situations, we need you're ready to go.
So was Jordan Hancock ever 100% at any point last year? Was he always kind of working through it?
Yeah, he was working through it. Yeah, he was all working through it, man. Now he's starting to get it back, starting to move. Takes time, what he went through, man. But we glad he's worked through it, man. Some of those things that happened last year, it takes a little while to recover from, man. But he's doing a good job now, man. We're working him back through it. He's moving around. He's doing better. And we're excited about it, man. So we're looking forward to a whole group of being cohesive and being able to stay together, man, and put a good group out there this year.
It seemed like this time last year that Jordan was doing some things that you guys really liked, and then obviously got sidetracked by that injury. Are you seeing some of those same things come back now?
Yeah. He started. Things are coming back, man. He's getting into it. We understand it takes time when you come back from that kind of stuff, man. But he's doing well, man. He's showing up. He's touching the ball. He's having fun. He's competing. He's training. So we're pleased with his progress so far.
Tim, do you feel like the corners are performing at a higher level right now this spring than they were at this time a year ago?
Yeah, they are for sure. But it's a second year in the defense. They have a better understanding of the system. So it's just they're more mature. There's things that were new to them before last year that's not new to them now. So it's a combination of everything, man. The reason why, they're learning, they putting the work in, man. They're just a little bit more experienced right now. So they're doing a well job, and they're putting the work in mentally and studying the game.
What do you think are the biggest things that maybe were challenges for them in terms of learning a new system that they had to work through last year?
Well, you got new dudes that were here, and you got a whole new system. You had some injuries that played a factor in it. So there's a lot of things. You had that all together, and and you're still trying to work through the chemistry of that. The guys playing together and all that, and it takes time sometimes to learn a new system. So I think now that you can see the level of confidence and the comfort and understanding what's going on. So they're able to play a little faster, and they're able to have fun with what they're doing.
Do you feel like Denzel in particular, does he look more comfortable this year than he did a year ago?
Oh, for sure. You know what I mean? Because he's settled in. You know what I mean? He's healthy right now. He understands the defense. You know, he just has confidence with what he's doing, putting the time in, man. And like I said, he's going at a rather than a good level.
You mentioned you like Davison's length. When you have a corner who's like that, how important is that for you to have somebody who's lanky? Is that something you like look for in a trade?
Yeah, man, you always like long guys because you know some of these receivers now big, man. You know, you play some of these guys. You know, our receivers are excellent. You know, for his height, weight, speed. You know what I mean? So you know, it helps, man, when you have guys with a little length that can put you in a better position at the top of the route with these quarterbacks that can make the good throws and these receivers that can make these excellent catches.
For him he started last year at Mississippi. For him to come into a new program and compete for a job, what does he need to do to show you to?
Just keep doing what he's doing, man. He's learning. He's putting the time in. He's competing. He has a passion for the game. He has a good skill set. You know, we just keep practicing and keep applying it, man. Then what we'll do, we'll evaluate it, man, you know, at the end of the summer when we get ready to start, getting ready to go.
Tim, I just want to ask about Jair Brown. I apologize if you already answered about it, but he got thrown in a little bit last year. How did you think he handled it as a true freshman?
He handled it well. He came in and did a good job. And now that experience that he had, you can see it a little bit now in practice, you know what I mean? Because he's confident, showing up. He's getting his hands on a lot of balls, but he's settled in, you know what I mean? So now the game is slowing down for him. He's able to apply a lot of the stuff now a little faster, you know what I mean? Because it's all about second and inches in this game, man, you know, especially on the back end. But he's doing well, man. We're pleased with him. He's picked up some weight. He's understanding it. He's joined the system, so he's doing great.
What is it about him that I know we've seen him working a little bit at nickel safety also? How do you decide, hey, maybe this is a guy who we can look at another?
Like I said, we just moving guys around. He has a good skill set, man. He has good quickness, a good change of direction, good cover skills. Like I said, he's can come out of breaks really well. So, you know what I mean, we like to just give looks at that stuff, man, just to see how it all tie together in the end.
And when you have a young guy who, because of circumstance, maybe is forced to play, maybe a little bit more than you planned, can that, I don't want to say break some guys, but then can that be really difficult on some guys, whereas maybe some guys can use that to build on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're a young guy like that.
Yeah, they gotta be built right. You know, we gotta have the guy that's mentally tough. That's part of the game, man. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to adjust, handle it. So that's why we try in the recruiting process. We try to make sure we got guys that's mentally tough, can handle it. You know, you gotta be able to handle success as well as you do adversity. Because you know, roles change, things change. You know what I mean? And that's just what happens when you're at this level of school. You know what I mean? So he's doing well, man. And like I said, I'm very pleased with his transition and progression he's been making so far this spring.
Just like quick conversation with him seems like a handle your business kind of guy.
Yeah, he's got to be about the business, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, when you come across this line, you know, it's business when we start to play. You know what I mean? So he's on it, putting the time in. He can apply it. He has understanding, so that gives you a little bit more position flexibility when you understand the game better.
How much crossover is there between technique-wise with the nickel and the corners?
Some carry over, but it's a little different. You know what I mean? You got to have a skill set to stay in there. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of quick, shifty stuff that's going on, and you're off the ball more. It's closer to the quarterback. A lot of moving parts with it. They go in motion a lot. So there's a lot of little things that go with that, man. So, you know, we just try to keep moving guys around and keep working and keep trying to learn that spot as well as the outside spot. So we just try to apply it all together, and we'll have it all figured out by the time we start in September.
So you've got to have some of that man coverage skills, but you can't use the sideline to help you out.
There you go. All right, appreciate you.
All right, thank you, Tim.